until now you haven't been able to get a licensed SCAR L for under $200. But now you can, because Classic Army, through Spartan Imports, has the officially licensed SCAR L in black and tan for about $189. So you might have been saying, hey, I could get a SCAR for under $200. I can get the D-Boys, the Echo One, the AGM. Well, you can't anymore. There's still some out there, but they're not really going to be importing anymore in legitimately. So anything that's still out there is, just leftover stock at whatever dealer, because they've, finally cracked down on the trademarks here in the United States. Overseas, don't know, But here, officially licensed FN SCARs it's the way of the future. It's the same price as the D-Boys. The build quality is better. The plastics are better. Better quality plastics. Is not like really flexy like the D-Boys and the AGM were. And the D-Boys was essentially the Echo One with like a Mad Bull bucking. But the D-Boys was based on the Classic Army Proline version of this. If you look in the manual, actually, of your D-Boys and your AGM, on the page where it shows you how to take the gearbox out, because it's kind of tricky, it actually says Classic Army on the gearbox. So if you got a D-Boys, just look in there and you'll be like, oh wow, yeah, I guess they really did copy everything down to the manual and not even change that. So this is the official under $200 SCAR. There are, I think, 3 other SCAR Ls that are Proline versions. You have the VFC, you have the G&G, which actually we have the G&G in stock. It's $380, not FPS, and the Wii gas blowback. The VFC one, really nice. The G&G one, really nice. The Wii one, really nice. This, still nice, but it's, almost $200 less. So, starting from the front, you'll notice this is actually, it may look like aluminum, but it's actually, it's plastic. But it's painted to look like anodized aluminum. And it does. It does have a certain sort of reflective metallic look to it. Sort of like metallic paint on a car. Premium beige, as James May would call that kind of metallic, metallic yellow like that, premium beige. Up front we have a hooded sight that flips down, which is always neat. The orange flash hider, which we're required by law here in the United States to sell them with that. It is indeed glued on, and probably pinned on as well. I don't see a pin, but it's definitely super glued on there. You can see the super glue. They do come with a metal flash hider in the box, but being the law here, we have to sell it with the flash hider on. What else we got here? We got metal rails on the side. This is plastic. You got a metal rail on the bottom. I think this bottom piece is metal too. Got a charging handle, springs forward. It pulls back. Bolt cover here, so you can adjust the hop up. It doesn't hold back like the G&G and the VFC, but it's a Sportline. And you can actually move the charging handle from side to side. It just takes an Allen wrench to do. Here we got the trades, which are nice. That actually now has legit trades. Bolt catch, non-functional. Ambi mag release, functional. And we also have ambi selector too. I believe, like with this setup here, would be the first generation SCAR. I think it was MK16 Mod 0, I guess, because the newer SCAR, the 3rd generation, this would be safe, and 90 degrees up would be full, and where it's, where now it's pointing to semi, it's, or full, it'd just be. So they moved it like 90 degrees. Probably for commonality with the M16, because as you see, they pretty much replicated the bottom of an M16 in plastic, FN. So it would be minimal training when this actually became a. I believe the Army, I think it was the Army Rangers were issued this, back in the mid 2000s, early 2000s. As it was supposed to be, it was a SOCOM project for a new sort of battle rifle to replace the M4 carbine. I don't think they went through with it after, you know, fielding some. I think they made like 600 or something. There might be more Airsoft scars than there are actual scars. But the Mark 16, which is this, and the Mark 17, which is the Scar H, which is the 7.62 version, which is only made by VFC, I think, in Airsoft. Oh, there's D-Boys too, but you can't get that now. But that's the 7.62 one. That they're actually still using. They kept those on, the 7.62 scars. And I think they were converting the lowers, or getting new lowers from FN to put onto their old Scar Ls to make them Scar H's. So they were keeping those on. But this may come back again because there's a pilot program to replace the M4 for the whole Army. You know, so you got like the improved M4 from Colt, and you have the 416, and you have this, and you know the LWRC M6 guns, and all that other fun stuff. But we're not going to go into that because it's going to be tons of guns in that competition to be the next gun for the military. But yeah, I think this is the first generation. I feel like it has the two-position stock, up and down. Third generation has 3 positions, well, down, middle, and up. It has an adjustable sight right there for windage and elevation, which, you'll set it once and forget it because, it's an airsoft gun. You don't really need to shoot out into a distance. And also another first generation SCAR feature is it only has 3 positions as opposed to the Gen 3, which has 6, I believe. This is also where your battery goes. You don't take this off to get the battery. I will show you how to do it in a moment. So, ambi, where it normally is, mag release. So if you look in there, a nice metal hop, has the typical Classic Army Sportline gearbox. It's not wicked Billy Badass like their Pro Line stuff, but it is decent. It's 6mm metal bushing. So it'll last. I believe it comes with a high torque, Sportline high torque motor, not their ProLine high torque. So it should be decent. The quoted FPS is, I think, anywhere between like 350 and 400. But I'm going to chrono it anyway, so we can actually see what it is. So, yeah, the sling point in the back, you can see, is the older style, meant for like a 3-point sling style thing. Yeah, we'll just give a quick once over with the black one as well. Actually, it looks the same. If you notice, this is black, and this is gray. The D-Boys ones were like gray and gray. Also, on the D-Boys, this was a really weak link where this connected. So that would often break if it like landed wrong. But this is the black one. See, it's similar, just different color, different tones. They both come with a 300 round mid-cap. Yeah, I have a tan D-Boys SCAR. It was one of those mystery box prizes. And the color did not look this good. The tan on the D-Boys SCAR is kind of crappy. I mean, the aluminum top on it is nicer, but it's wobbly. This has no wobble. You gotta really force it to make it wobble, but still nowhere near the D-Boys wobbleness. And the D-Boys also, the grip on the D-Boys wasn't even like tan, it was like yellowish. But you can just look online at pictures of those to see how those things looked. So just fold these sights down. I'll actually leave that one up. Got my Allen wrench here. It's I want to say it's a 2mm. It's not marked. Basically, put the battery in. You need to fold to the side. What we should do, we should move that camera down. There we go. Oh yeah, I'm going to cough on camera because I don't care. So you notice it's got exposed wiring. I think only the VFC and the Ares/Star one had covered wiring, but can't get the Ares one, and I never have it closed, I mean open anyway, but if you want that, you know, spend $200 more and get the VFC. It does come with the nice 18 gauge Classic Army wiring. It's a nice heavy duty gauge, silicone jacket wiring. So on the back here, you'll notice a little Allen screw. On the D-Boys, you could actually push this button and pull up, and you know, you could fit a 8.4 kind of in there, just kind of jam it without taking the thing apart. But the Classic Army, it's not like that. So let's just put that in there. It's harder to do when you're looking at a little viewfinder that's backwards from what you're doing. It's like looking in a mirror and trying to do this. So you just want to unscrew this. You should probably be doing this with 2 hands. But so you just slide it off. So the space in there, it'll take an 8. It's meant for an 8.4. You know, it's perfect for an 8.4. You can fit a 9.6, but the wiring has to go to the front, and with the wiring in the front, you know, it's just that little bit fills up a little extra space. You can't retract the stock all the way. So if you're tall, it's fine. If you're short, you know, stick with an 8.4. You know, and there's always LiPos. 7.4 LiPo will be fine in this gun. So you can get a 7.4, you know, 1600 milliamp or 2000 milliamp LiPo that'll fit right in there. No problem, and have room to spare. You could do an 11.1, but I'm always leery of doing 11.1s in Sportline guns. So that's that. So remember, wires towards the front. And connector right there. I've actually found that if you push the button to extend the little extendy piece here for the, it actually makes it easier to get that bolt back in. Because now it kind of pushes it forward and you have no trouble getting a bolt lined up. I mean, it's a bit of a faff, but you know, it's no big deal, well, to me anyway. I didn't even push it forward enough. There we go. Remember, that's metal going into metal, so it's not like it's going to get hurt. So, there you go. And if you look in there, you can see there's just enough room for the ends of the wire connectors to clear it. I don't think it's going to see in there good because it's too dark. At this point I should plug Javelin BBs, the good BBs. They're imported by Spartan, and since this is their gun I should be chronoing it with Javelin BBs, but I don't have any in .2 right now, so I am using leading brand BBs that, if you've seen my other videos recently, it's from the same bottle as those. So here we go with 0.2 gram BBs from a leading brand. Yeah, it's nice and consistent at 360 to 365. You know, it means it's getting a good ear seal. The hop up is always off, all the way off as always. And I'm testing with a 9.6 battery like I do all the guns. Actually, no, one gun I didn't. It was the L85 because it did not fit in there. But regardless, 9.6 battery, even though it has a hard time fitting in the stock. 900 rounds per minute, that's very good. The real gun can only manage 600 rounds per minute. So with an 8.4, you actually have the real rate of fire. I was a little disappointed when I heard the D-Boys and the AGM were, well, they were no longer going to be available due to trademark issues. But, you know, that kind of made a huge gap in the market from $0 to $400, where you had the VFC, the G&G, and the Wee gas blowback Those are great guns. They look awesome, great in externals, robust internals, really durable, and a lot of neat features. But there was nothing for everyone else. There was no Sportline. There's just nothing. Because once you lost the D-Boys AGM, which could have spotty build quality, especially on the D-Boys front, you know, it's sort of like you could get that gun, you could make it really cool. It had some quirks, but you could make it really nice internally. But it was gone. You know, what were you going to do? And up until last month when they announced it, you know, we're like, oh, $400 scars, but no. You can get a Classic Army Sportline scar for $189. The build quality is miles above the D-Boys, and it's better than the AGM. You know, there's the feel of it, plastics. You saw the AGM when I compared it earlier. The plastics on this much better than the AGM. Build quality better. And, you know, licensed trademarks. Can't get that on an AGM. So if you want this gun, we have it in black and tan. We usually always have scars in because when we had the D-Boys and the AGM, they were great sellers. We also have the G&G scar and occasionally the VFC scar. Usually when we sell one of the high-end scars, we get the other brands because we get them from the same company, and we like to switch things up. Some people like G&G, some people like VFC. Both really good, but you know, I got some VFC guns and I only have one G&G gun, so you know which way I'd go. So if you want that or any of the other awesome guns or accessories that we got here at Master Hobbies, stop on by. We're at 565 Main Street in Cherry Valley, Massachusetts. That's open Monday through Saturday, 11 to 6.